rights to our last breath. And we'll take on Antifa, Black Lives Matter, Fair Fight, Stacey Abrams, and all of them, because we're going to do what's right for the people of Georgia. And I want to give everybody a number to call. If you think you've been slighted, because I'm getting calls and letters, I know many of you are, and I know the media's gotten it too. I want you to call 470-410-8793. Report your fraud or report what has happened to you. Don't be afraid. Come up. If I can go through what I've gone through standing up for Georgians in America, you can too. And I don't care. I'm going to fight. If my party is wrong, I'm going to fight them to the end. Matter of fact, my party has been wrong. There should be members of the Black Caucus here right now. The Democratic Caucus should be here right now. The Democratic Party should be here right now. Because this is about democracy. Our elections, if we don't get elections right here, where else can we go and get them right? And so with that being said, we have been able to bring someone into the fold. And I'm talking about someone who's probably has one of the most brilliant minds, legal minds, in this country. Yes. If you think I'm lying, ask CNN and some of those others who attacked everyday people and tried to destroy their reputation and change their lives forever. Y'all join me in bringing in a fighter who's fighting for you, for Georgians, and this president. Y'all welcome Lynn Wu here.
Fight back. I love you too if you're not behind the camera and you remember the media. How you doing? I was sitting around Tuesday night watching the election returns. I've loved politics all my life, since I first voted in 1972. And I saw what I assumed was going to happen. I saw President Trump building up what I believed was going to be almost a historic landslide victory.
It was.
And then all of a sudden, every network, including Fox News, started doing what they do best. They started lying to the American public. And they took a victory from Donald Trump and they called it a lie. They took a defeat from Joe Biden and lied and said he won. And they sent you to bed turning off the count of the vote so you could wake up the next morning like I did and go, what happened? What happened? When I was asked by President Trump to help him in Georgia and perhaps in other places around this country, I said yes. And former Governor Perdue asked me to help him, and Vernon Jones asked me to help, and the Republican Party asked me to help. I said the same thing I said when Nicholas Salmon asked me to help him. I said the same thing I said when Kyle Rittenhouse asked me to help him. I said yes, because there is a cloud over this country. And if we don't get it right and we don't figure out what happened that night, that cloud is going to get darker and darker until it turns into a storm cloud and we're going to lose our freedom. So it is time to fight back. I've heard over the past several months, maybe a little bit longer, they've almost neutered the word. Well, it's a constitutional crisis. This is a constitutional crisis. Let me tell you, this is a constitutional crisis. And if we don't fix it and find out what happened and get it right, we're going to lose our constitutional rights. I've been watching for some other clients. 43 years of practicing law, I never dreamed the day would come when I would be in the United States of America and there would be censorship. If they take away your right of free speech, what are they going to take away next? Where they limit your right to go to church. What are they going to take away next? When they take away your First Amendment, they're going to come after your Second Amendment. And then they're going to take away your due process. And then they're going to put you in jail because you're a dissenting voice to the ruling elite, and you're not even going to jury trial. They're going to take away your constitutional rights. This is a constitutional crisis. So let's find out. Let's find out what happened. This is about truth versus lie. You heard former Governor Perdue say exactly right. Count every legal vote. Illegal votes don't count. Illegal is illegal. So let's find out what happened. Let's find out what happened when they sent home the Republican spotters and then stayed around and counted votes in Fulton County for 3 hours. Let's find out what happened. Because something happened. There are no coincidences. There is an explanation, and when something doesn't make sense, it's usually false. It's certainly less than the truth. We need truth. We need, like when you swear in a witness, you don't say tell the truth, you say tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. This is a nation founded under God. Don't ever forget that. A lot of voting by mail this year. Just happened to coincidentally occur in large part because of COVID. There are no coincidences. And where is the potential fraud? Or the fraud, if you want me to be totally accurate. It's in the mail-in votes. If you don't think this was planned, go home. Plandemic. I know Mickey Willis that did that. I helped him do it. If you don't think this was planned, enjoy losing your freedoms under the Kamala Harris administration. And she's not going to be running this country. There are going to be people running this country that are rich, they're globalists. Some don't even live here. A lot of them involved with foreign countries. It's time to tell the truth and be truthful and face the truth. This country is under attack. This was nothing more than a revolution. They're trying to take away your rights. They're trying to take away your Constitution. They're trying to take away, ultimately, your freedom. Don't let them do it. Donald Trump has fought for the people. That's why the people voted for him. I watched President Trump when he spoke that night. He had to be tired. I know he had been out in an almost unbelievable stretch of campaign speeches, 2 or 3 days in a row into the 2 a.m. hour. And he didn't seem like himself. And then he spoke yesterday, and you can see that he's troubled because he sees what's being done to the people. And you can say whatever you want to about President Trump, but I will tell you this. He ran for president because he wanted to help the people. And it's nice to see Ronna here and former Governor Perdue and Vernon Jones. I'd like to see Lindsey Graham and Nikki Haley. I'd like to see the Republicans stand up. I'd stand up for this president. I've watched him for 4 years, and he's been out there fighting for the people, and he's almost been always fighting by himself. Fighting against the Democrats, fighting against the Republicans, fighting against China, fighting against Iran, fighting against Russia. It's time for us to fight for Donald Trump. We want to find out if there's double voting. 1.6 million absentee ballots, a record. Was it double voting? We got to investigate it. People registering in Georgia to vote, then changing their registration to another state to vote. Was there double voting? We've got to investigate it. Triple. I mean, look at Detroit. There are rumors there that they had a record turnout by people that are in excess of 100 years old. I don't mean to judge the results of the investigation, but I know that there's got to be one. Everybody would like to have woken up on November the 4th and found that we knew who our president would be. And nobody wants to have to sit through day after day and endure the chads. Thank gosh we don't have chads this time. Nobody wants to sit around day after day after day after an exhausting campaign to try to figure out who's going to be president, especially at a time when the presidency has never been more important in terms of world affairs. But let me tell you what we got to do. We got to wait. We've got to have patience. Because if we don't do this right and take the time to do it right, God help us if we get it wrong. So thank you for letting me be a part of this today. I thank the President of the United States for asking me to help him. I want you to all fight back. Fight back for America. Thank you.
USA! 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 USA!
I just want to end and echo Lynn's statement of being patient. Everyone has talked about being patient, the media, Joe Biden. The irregularities we have seen are concerning. In Michigan today, we announced a whistleblower who was told to backdate ballots. That's illegal. An election official who was told by people in the room that many of the election officials were also told to backdate ballots, to make them legal against state law. These are the type of irregularities not only should we be pursuing, but the media should be pursuing. Yes. Every American deserves to have faith in our election integrity. And this is what we're asking. Let the ballots be counted. There's many, many military ballots still out here in Georgia. Just be patient and wait. Please don't rush to call. And please take these allegations and these irregularities seriously, because they're important to our democracy. And that's all we're asking for today. We're going to pursue them. We have a hotline where we are taking tips. We are getting statements. We will be getting affidavits. And then we will be making legal actions when necessary. We're not going to jump the gun. This is a long process, but please be patient and allow us to pursue those irregularities. That's the fair thing to do for everyone who voted, who wants surety that our elections are fair and honest. So thank you all so much. Keep moving. Are we taking questions from the press? Okay, we can take some questions from the press if we want. Oh, Mike, you run them. Excuse me?
What can we do? What can we do?
So we do have some irregularities we're looking at. Again, we are not going to jump the gun, but they are serious, and we want to take a look at them before we go out and push that until we fully vet them and make sure they're real.
President Trump has been saying he wanted the election called on election night, so why is he now waiting for so long?
Well, we want all the military ballots counted. We want the military ballots counted. They have a due date today in Georgia. So let's make sure that gets through. We want every legal vote counted. The president has been saying that. But these irregularities do need to be pursued. If you have an irregularity, go to the hotline 470-410-8793 and also to djt45.com/stop fraud. But this is a patience thing. I'm only taking press questions right now. But this is a patience thing. You know, everybody should have that assurity. What is concerning is in Democrat county after Democrat county, poll watchers were pushed out, specifically in Michigan. How does that make you feel faith in the process? Why can't you observe? Allow everybody to have transparency. That's all we're asking for, Democrats and Republicans. That is called fairness in the election. And what we've seen so far is that didn't happen consistently across the state of Georgia. And we will be pursuing those irregularities and bring that evidence forward after we vet them.
Ronna, you said that at the beginning that you would be laying out specific violations, and we haven't heard any yet.
So I do have some specifics. I was told to hold off on sharing those.